and I wrote the lyrics. And apparently, those lyrics were shared with A.R. Rahman sir. And that's when I got my first call. Sir
Uh-huh.
wants to meet you because he read the lyrics and he wants to meet you. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. I thought
Yeah.
I thought he'll give me some brief. I went there and he's like, man, you wrote these lyrics. I'm like, yes, sir. Um, you should do this professionally.
Okay with the fact that okay fine, I am singing it, but end of the
Hmm.
day, maybe Arijit लेके जा रहा है गाना, you know.
वो तो वो अभी भी है, वो सबके लिए है. तुम्हारे बस में अगर हो तो भूल जाओ हमें, तुम्हें भुलाने में शायद मुझे जमाना लगे.
Hi Shashwat, welcome to Indian Link.
Thank you for
For
having me.
So where are you from? What is it that you did to come all the way to Mumbai to work in the music industry?
It's been quite a journey. So well, I'm from Allahabad. My family's all academics, full on.
Yeah.
Dad was a doctor, mom was a teacher, and I was the odd one out because my both my siblings, my elder siblings, my sister and brother, they were pretty decent students. I
Yeah.
actually love learning personally. I have a lot of different interests in
Uh-huh.
different fields, and but I could not sit through that whole classroom scenario. That was not my thing.
Right.
And so always music was this escape I had where I would come back. And uh, my brother used to have lots of cassettes, and this was the cassette time.
Yeah.
Uh, he had he had a lot of Kurt Cobain and then Scorpion and even the Carpenters. And then we started listening to a lot of Bollywood, Jatin Lalit music. And my parents had a good collection of the R.D. Burman collection,
Right.
all the
Right.
cool,
The
cool
classic.
stuff that was going on,
Yeah.
the classics and the Indian blues. Or the listening was pretty decent, I would say, as a
Right.
child.
Right.
So things were brewing up. I was not aware that I'll ever take this up professionally.
Mm-hmm.
I actually wanted to be in the military. That was my dream. I wanted to serve the country and everything. But I had like an
Ah,
injury in school where I tore my ligament, and that's one injury that they don't give you a passing certificate in your medicals if you
right.
if you have that injury. So
Right.
that was it. Like that was decided pretty early in my life that okay, military is not something that's going to happen. So next thing for me was I was a little clueless kid.
Uh-huh.
Um I finished my school, and music was happening throughout. I started learning the guitar. You would say that was my
Interest with
first
music.
musical education that I got was
Uh,
on a guitar, and chords and understanding the fretboard and all of that. So that's where I got a little introduction to theory and stuff.
right.
Uh, but still, I did not take it very seriously because then once you learn the instrument a little bit, then you want to explore it. So I got lost in exploration. I was doing
Right.
different things,
Right.
singing different songs and all that, while school was going decent, and I was taking part in school competitions, and we won a couple of times. So that gave me a little confidence, that this is something that I do pretty decent, I think. And
Hmm. Hmm.
um,
And it's not boring.
it's not boring at all. You're right,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
a lot of things that I tell everyone, actually, I have, I think, manifested this life for myself,
Yeah.
because
Uh-huh.
when I was in like 11th standard, I was like playing the guitar, and in front of this friend of mine. His name is Harshit, and I told
Mm.
Harshit, man, it'll be so great if I one day sing with A.R. Rahman, and something like that happens. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember this very clearly. I have this clear graphic memory of
Graphic
my
memory.
friend
Huh?
sitting there, and I'm just singing, "I can be your hero, baby," and all that is going on. And then I think, yeah, that I think that was the first time when I felt that something can be done. And that was it. And I finished my graduation. I did a bachelor's in commerce. And
Right.
my sister informed me about this music school that started in Chennai.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and it was A.R. Rahman's music school and KM Music Conservatory,
Right.
Western classical territory I've never explored. And it just felt very new. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that this I need to do. I will
Yeah.
do the graduation on the side.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, he was very supportive, my family, all of them.
Right. Right.
Uh, and he got me into that college. and that's where I got introduced to um, yeah, Western classical style of opera singing, playing the piano. I was reading music. I was learning theory. This was my first introduction to the musical world, the actual world of music. There are kids practicing piano here, violin over there, and different rooms, different things are happening. It was a great creative environment. I think the happiest I've ever been. KM Music Conservatory. They are training so many kids, and then they have formed. Sir has formed an orchestra called the Sunshine Orchestra, and that's the local kids of Chennai. Playing an entire orchestra. They play BGM. They play background music for movies, and they are the sole earners of their families. It's amazing what the future holds for India and Western classical. I think because all of these kids will grow up and eventually start exploring the field and hopefully, make a difference in the zone. But anyway, going back to things, it was great. So that was it. I decided that I want to be in music. There was no plan of becoming a singer or any of that. It just happened that my one of my professors, she was on this project. Her name was Kavita Baliga. She was doing this project called Classical Incantation. So pieces like Black Swan and everything. We were supposed to write that down in Hindi and make a song with this in the same melody.
Wow.
So I wrote a song for her because I was the only probably Hindi speaking. Yeah, and Kavita is from California, so she had absolutely zero clue about what to do in Hindi. So I helped her out, and I wrote the lyrics. And apparently, those lyrics were shared with A.R. Rahman sir, and that's when I got my first call. Sir wants to meet you because he read the lyrics and he wants to meet you. I was like, okay, cool. I thought he'll give me some brief. I went there and he's like, man, you wrote these lyrics. I'm like, yes, sir. You should do this professionally. You're good. Okay, thank you.
And that was your first interaction.
That was my first interaction. And there were 6 people that I knew who knew me, and they knew that I was a singer as well, that I sing. That's my main thing. But none of these guys opened their mouths and said anything to her that, yeah, sir, he also sings. Nothing like that. No, everyone was quiet. And me being me, I was like, I don't think this is the time to tell him that I sing. So that was my first interaction. But yeah, he didn't know that I was also a singer then. And, so the only thing I was trying to do was explore music in Chennai. And thankfully, I don't know how I never got distracted from this trajectory, and that continued. I was taking parts in chorus recordings in the studio, going for these dubs around the school where different composers were there, local Chennai composers who wanted to try out. I was like, bro, I don't know your language. You can guide me, but I can give you a scratch. I can sing this for you, and then you can present it to your producers. So I started doing this practice just that I get practice to sing in front of a studio condenser mic. That was the idea. So without a plan, these things were going on. And finally, Tamasha happened in 2015. It took a long time for something like that to happen because I joined there in 2010.
Yeah.
So, 5 years. 5 years.
Half a decade. I wanted to ask you about how is A.R. Rahman as a teacher?
He doesn't take the sessions. No, of course. He doesn't have the time to take classes.
But he speaks so little. I wonder what he shares.
For him, it's more about showing the direction to the student. Of course, he's led the entire music school by example. He does what he does and he does it brilliantly. So half of us wanted a little percentage of his talent that he's got, that we might understand what he does. So it was just one of the chorus recordings. That's what was going on.
Yeah.
And it was Abhay Jodhpurkar and me. So Abhay Jodhpurkar is also a fantastic singer.
Yes,
and
yes, of
he
course.
had already sung Mungil Tottam, which is his biggest song, I think. This was in the Chennai industry, and so he was the other person, and I was the other. So it was a 2-guy chorus. 2 guys were singing the chorus. This was for a song with Benny Dayal called, I think, movie name was 24. Surya was the lead actor.
Okay.
And,
So
So
Tamil.
that was the first time when
Yeah.
AR
Huh.
was in the recording in front of the console, and he
Yeah.
was taking session. So he was guiding us exactly what to do. And while we were singing, when once he got done with his bit, then he just told me, "Hey man, I've never heard you sing. So can you sing something solo and show me?" So I sang something, and I sang it really badly because I got nervous. Okay,
Yeah,
and
I'm sure. I'm sure.
yeah, and this was this song. Um, Kamaj.
Oh,
Sawan
Saban
di
bhi to jaye.
pyarwa.
Huh.
So, but in that moment, I went everywhere, but not on the right notes, and I was nervous. And he figured that I was nervous, and so he told me, "Okay, just gather yourself and sing something that you're comfortable singing." Then I just randomly decided to sing "You Raise Me Up," you
Huh,
know,
huh, huh.
and I think that he said thank you, and he just left. That was it. I was like, okay, I'm done. I think my career's over. That's it. Uh, and but later on, I was called for a session to the
Yeah.
studio. So wants you to come. You have to come to the studio and meet us in the session room. I went to the
Yeah.
session room. There was a laptop, and there was Imtiaz Ali on the laptop.
Yeah.
He was on a Skype session, and he's like, "Hi, Shashwat. We heard that you're a Hindi speaking boy, and where do you come from?" I said, "Sir, I'm from Allahabad." He's like, "Oh, perfect, because my character is from Allahabad."
Yeah.
And because the pronunciation of the language that was being used, I think it's a Bhojpuri mixed
Bhojpuri.
song.
Bhojpuri. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I told Imtiaz sir, I was like, "Sir, don't worry. I'll do the entire singing for you properly with the right
Yeah.
diction and everything, pronunciation." So he's like, "Okay, perfect." And that's when I sang What, and
Huh.
I sang the whole song. But I had absolutely no uh, expectation from the recording that, I don't know if this is going to go through. Of course, inside you want it to work out always. Every
Yeah.
single time you sing a song, you want the song to work.
Hmm.
And but that was not the case in that time of my life. I was like, chalo. They called me for a recording. I went and sang.
That's right.
Maybe, I don't know if it'll work. Let me try. Let me keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Then after a
Yeah.
few months, I got the call that the song is happening, and then I think I went and did some more patchwork.
Mm-hmm.
Then eventually, yeah, it released, and it released with Arijit Singh. So this is amazing. Yeah, I will be, because I've been a big fan of what he had done.
Right.
In that time, he was the rising big name,
Mm-hmm.
and now we all know it.
Yeah.
So and the first song came out with him, and of course A.R. Rahman sir. So I was on cloud nine. Yeah, it was fantastic.
What was your like parents' reaction? Finally successful. Like, hua. हाँ ठीक है हुआ.
Yeah, it was. They were just happy, and I don't know. I don't think anyone understood what for the longest time. That song did not do anything for the first 4 years of just being there.
It eventually did. The
It
second time
eventually
round.
became viral. Or I think around 2019
19.
became, yeah, 19 or 20. I think become a s- started becoming viral on going viral on social media. I
Hmm.
think that's when it caught up, and that's when everyone started talking about it. So I think my parents were happy, but they were not sure what happened, and they were just happy that I'm doing what I want to do, and I'm
Yeah.
doing it with the best,
The best
uh,
people in the
best
industry, the
people and
best names. Yeah.
yeah. They like AR sir has been that mentor for me. So to answer that question of yours, if he goes to a classroom and gives a session, no, he does not.
Yeah.
But he gives you a lot of lessons when you're working with him. When he's telling you the little things while you're
Yeah.
recording for him,
Yeah.
that those are the priceless lessons.
Yeah.
The rest, of course, we can Google and find, and we can
No, of course.
go
Of
learn
course.
from a great teacher. But
Yeah.
what I learned from AR was a different side of music. That's that the spiritual approach to the work that
Mhm.
I do, and it kind of made sense.
That's amazing. Now another like so this is sort of a very long association, but another long association you've had is with Pritam.
Of course,
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, more than 10 years now. How did Pritam
Correct.
happen? Was it Imtiaz Ali who connected you to Pritam?
No, 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 no. Actually, I was still in Chennai, and I got a call from this person named Sunny MR.
Okay.
Sunny MR was a Telugu music director.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We recorded two songs. Much fun. Then I was like, Sunny, you don't sing Telugu. He's like, yeah, man, I'm a Bihari. I'm like, what? you know. And then he asked me, where are you from? I told him I'm from Allahabad. He's like, what is wrong with you? Why are you trying to sing in Tamil and not doing Hindi singing? I'm like, no, I'm just learning. I'm here. I'm having a great time. I'm learning so much. He's like,
Yeah,
that's okay. That's great. Do this for as long as you want. And whenever you want to come to Bombay,
yeah.
tell me. I was
Okay,
like, okay, awesome.
okay.
And that's when he introduced me to the world of Pritam Da.
Ah,
Uh, and because he was producing for Pritam Da, all,
right.
Kabira,
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
and big songs,
Yeah.
Channa, Kabira,
Uh,
all these songs are done by Sunny.
uh,
And DJ Phukan. Yeah, I have to mention both the producers. Uh,
uh.
so yeah, that was it, and that's when I started singing with Dada. Basically, Dada called me for I think my first project was Jagga Jasoos that I
Yeah,
sang.
yeah.
But it never came out. Like my whatever I sang, it did
Right.
not uh, get released. And
Uh,
Ullu Ka Patta was supposed to be in my voice, and but in the end moment they decided to go with Arijit, and
uh,
uh, that was it. Malab, that was going on. So Pritam Da knew that I'm there, and listen. It doesn't matter if something happens or something doesn't. I love to sing. So whoever makes
right,
me sing is my friend. So
right,
Pritam Da kept calling me, and I kept going, and we built this relation where he wants something and I'll try and get it up.
right.
But yeah, then Alize finally happened after 2 3 projects I sang for and they didn't come out. And then Ae Dil Hai Mushkil, Alize, Ranbir Kapoor, first time.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, so that was the beginning with him. Now I perform with him. I still travel with him on his
No,
shows.
but tell
Uh,
me something, Shashwat. I don't want to go towards controversy or anything, but
right,
did it bother you that every time you're
yeah,
singing a great song, it's
right.
being taken away, not
Hmm.
getting released? I mean, yes,
Yeah.
now come to think of it, you were pretty raw. You were okay with, maybe perhaps you were okay with the fact that, okay, fine, I am singing it, but end of the
Mhm.
day, maybe Arijit leke ja raha hai gana, you know?
वो तो वो अभी भी है वो सबके लिए है it's not just me who lives in that all other singers live in that so because I mean that's how much Arjit is loved so and of course I think as artists all of us want the thing to work out for us right
Right.
because we really put in our 100% and I don't know about others I do okay and
Yeah.
of course it's a bit of an emotional turmoil and you do go through it and I think it's part of the job it's almost like an actor going and auditioning for a song and if they can outperform the senior actor uh, Arijit being the senior actor
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
so then they'll have me and
Yeah.
it's the same thing audition clear किया ही नहीं किया audition clear हो गया okay great cool
Okay.
so
That's a
it,
good way. That's quite a
there is
positive
no
way
other
of
option
looking
for me
at
to look
it.
at it. And,
Yeah.
it's like because this is my work. This is I
Right.
have to live. I have to live. I have to thrive, and I have to be happy. That's very important. But yes, it comes from after crossing these little hurdles and ego killers and
Right.
emotional, uh, the big turmoils and yeah. To answer your question, that's the truth.
You know what I feel is whenever so I've observed this since 2016, if not like 2016, around 2016ish, but Pritam Da has found this combo This I would like to call it the tadka. I know you may call it the sing tadka, but it's like, he just adds it to any album and it's a hit.
Right.
What do you have to say about that?
Good for.
How is your equation with Arijit, and this basically you've created this trio sort of a thing where there's Pritam Da, he brings the two of you, mixes and
Right.
makes the perfect recipe of a song.
I mean, I think this is my what fifth fifth song with Arijit.
Yeah.
Um, I To answer, the tadka is definitely working really well. Every song that we've sung has done really well, and
Yeah.
touch wood, and I hope that happens and it keeps happening.
I,
Um,
I think I think you guys are the Jai Viru of Pritam Da. Jai and Viru of Pritam Da.
No, no. See, Arjit and I, we have a very brotherly relationship. I have toured with him for almost 4 years. We've
Mm-hmm.
gone across the world. We've spent so much time together. We've eaten meals together. We've laughed together. We've grieved for our parents who passed together. You know,
Ah.
it's been uh, it's been so close knit. Um, it's almost like he's my real brother. That's how
Mm-hmm.
it feels.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he's guided me in so many ways from when I was unaware, naive, as a performer, as a singer. He's helped me evolve. So I have a very different bond with him. I share that with him, and uh, these things of having the two singers together or having Arijit on a song, even though there is a song which is there in another singer's voice. Those are all market forces uh, which helps a song grow. But
Mm-hmm.
you have to listen to our conversations when we call each other and talk about these things. It's just so funny because uh, we know what's going on,
Yeah.
and it's fine. It's fine. It's not like it'll never be Arijit Singh versus Shashwat Singh. That will not be the case. That cannot be the
Right.
case. We are two different artists
Yeah.
with two different journeys. But if you ask me, we are very close. We are brothers.
Touch wood, touch wood, touch wood.
Yeah.
That's a great, working chemistry to have with someone who is like probably who is making it quite big and everything, and at the same time, you see yourself going up there next. So that's amazing to know. Um,
It was the 100%. Yeah.
you also spoke about touring the world, so have you been to Australia? Have you performed in Australia before? Yeah,
Yes, of
and
course, of course.
how has your experience been? Because
Oh,
people would love to
Sydney
know.
was wild. Sydney was so good, and Melbourne was amazing as well.
Yeah,
Then I think we went to Perth. This was all with Arijit Singh live when I was touring with
yeah,
Arijit.
yeah,
That time I used to do vocal production for him and sing
right.
along with him
Yeah,
at times. In and out of the stage.
yeah,
It was like
yeah, yeah,
uh, so Brisbane, Perth, Sydney, and Melbourne. And I would like to rate Sydney as the best response,
yeah.
crowd response, then
Uh-huh,
Melbourne,
uh-huh.
and Perth was pretty good, and Brisbane as well. Both Brisbane
Yeah,
and
that's
is
amazing.
my brother lives in Melbourne.
Oh,
The eldest sibling lives
yeah,
in
yeah.
Melbourne. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
you come to Australia very often
Often,
then.
yes, of course. Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's lovely to know. That's awesome.
I love the Phillip Island. Oh, and the
Have you
little
seen the
penguin.
penguins?
Of course. I've done penguin
That's
walk.
like so cliched कि बॉम्बे आए हो तो
No,
gateway
so I'll
देखा
tell
है
you.
या
Okay,
नहीं?
let me break the cliche.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why
Hmm.
I go to Phillip Island, because my brother loves to ride uh, motorcycles,
Okay.
and he's got a Ducati Panigale V6. He's a businessman, but went onto the Phillip Island circuit, trained himself into superbike racing, and
Oh.
So he used to go and race while I used to move around and chill, have coffee and eat some
Yeah.
croissant and have a good time while he'll finish his race. So that's why I've been to Phillip Island multiple times. Then
Right.
I think my favorite is this place called, I don't know if you know it, Mont Salvet. I think that's how you
Yes.
pronounce it.
Yes.
Oh my God, such a beautiful, beautiful place. That's
It's a
so inspiring to
fantastic place.
just breathe that air. And I remember very clearly there's a very old grand piano kept in the cathedral
Uh-huh.
over there.
Uh-huh.
And I played it. There was absolutely no one in
Yeah.
that place. And I played that piano and it was so good. So, yeah, I
But
have a lot
I'm
of
I'm
good
I'm so happy that you are not talking about usual touristy place.
like
And
that.
what about Sydney? What is like? Give us some unusual place that you've been in Sydney that is not the
So,
usual.
Sydney was a very limited time. I think we only had like a day and a half over there or a
Yeah.
couple of days. So, I was near the harbor.
Yeah.
The main I think that's the
The
downtown area.
Darling. Yeah. The Darling
Yeah,
Harbour.
yes, that's
Yeah.
where I was. There are a lot of nice munchies around and the ice cream,
Uh,
man. It
the
was so
food is
good.
really good.
No, I loved Sydney. I loved the little bit of Sydney that I saw.
Yeah.
I really want to come back there. And
This is
okay, I love Australia. I love New Zealand, which is neighboring Australia, so it's really cool. And I'm waiting to visit Tasmania. I haven't been there.
Oh, you haven't
Um,
been there. Okay.
yeah, I went to the Great Ocean Road and booked
Right.
this um, villa kind of a place, and
Huh, huh.
I just came out. I had a stressful call at
Yeah.
like 1:30 a.m. and
Huh, huh.
switched off my phone and came out on the deck area, and I looked up and I saw the entire Milky Way, and it was crazy because that was the first time I saw stars in depth. And that became like my favorite moment in life.
Memory. Oh my
Yeah, that
God.
was on
That's
the Great Ocean.
magical.
I also almost got attacked by a kangaroo there. That I remember. So, yeah, I was walking alone and this guy, he just jumped out of the bushes and he jumped over me. So I'm like 5'11", and
Yeah.
he jumped over me.
Oh my God.
I had no idea what just happened. Then
You
I saw this guy goes
did
on
you
top,
run or
and then
something?
I see him running because first
Yeah.
I thought he was going to attack me, but he was
Yeah.
running, he or she,
Oh. Uh,
and then the bushes started moving again. I got scared that maybe more are coming or
it's
something's
like
coming.
Mummy Bago.
I was so scared, and guess what? A tiny dog comes out, this big,
Oh.
and that dog was chasing the kangaroo. I don't know what was
Oh.
happening. So I had a very close
But
call like
but
that.
fun. You seem to have had a lot of fun in Australia. I'm sure in
Yeah,
the future also we
yeah,
expect to have you
mhm,
your solo shows
yeah.
and it'll be quite
So,
interesting to have you perform.
oh, we'll have so
Uh,
much fun.
and can we in the very end can we have you sing please Zamana Lage for our audience?
Of course, of course. Yeah, yeah. तुम्हारे शहर का मौसम बड़ा सुहाना लगे, मैं एक शाम चुरा लूं अगर बुरा ना लगे, तुम्हारे बस में अगर हो तो भूल जाओ हमें, तुम्हें भुलाने में शायद मुझे जमाना लगे, जमाना लगे, जमाना लगे, तुम्हें भुलाने में मुझे जमाना लगे, जमाना लगे, जमाना लगे, तुम्हें भुलाने में मुझे जमाना लगे. There you go.
Amazing. Thank you,
Thank you.
Shashwat, for talking to us.